This is tuna pasta bake with homemade cheese sauce. The first element is the cheese sauce, because we are made separately. I'll just very quickly take you through the ingredients. So in the pan, we have the basis of a roux. So that's the first thing we're going to make, is the roux for the sauce. That is 25 grams of flour, 25 grams of butter, half a pint of milk, and about 180 grams of cheddar cheese. This is cheddar cheese sauce. Not all of that is going to go in. We're going to do it like everything. We're going to do it by taste rather than by timings and weights. But that's the amount that we're starting off with. Once we've made the cheese sauce, these are the rest of the ingredients. You've got a large pan with your for your pasta. We're using penne pasta today. Usually penne, doesn't really matter what you use in there. Just pick your favourite small pasta. So for your pasta water, remember to salt it correctly. 10 grams of salt per litre of water. Biggest pan that you can possibly use. Use a big pan, pasta will cook better. You've got a dozen or so tomatoes. We use cherry tomatoes, pomodorino, that kind of thing, and just cut them up nice and small, about 1 inch at a time. So about that kind of size, as you can see there. Got a small tin of sweet corn, about 150 grams. 1 small tin of tuna, salted crisps, hand cooked are good because you don't want low fat, because what we're going to do with those at the end, and some baby leaf spinach. Really healthy, apart from all the cheese in the sauce. But yeah, super healthy. There is no packets in this mix, but it's again like everything else I'm going to show you. It's super easy to make. The most complicated thing is the first thing, which is the cheese sauce, which I'm going to show you how to make now. So for the cheese sauce, we're going to make the roux first. And that's your butter and your flour. It's the same basis for any sauce we're going to make. It's mustard sauce, cheese sauce, bechamel. You're going to put this on your lasagna, whatever it is. And what we're going to do is hit that onto a high heat, and we're going to mix this around until it forms like a dough. But we do have to cook it through properly, so it does take a little bit of time. Because what we don't want is the sauce tasting floury. It's not just a case of combining it and that's it. And what you're looking for from a consistency point of view, as you'll see that little sizzling and cooking into the flour there. What you're looking for from a consistency is a paste, and it's going to go from that dark yellow colour, it starts to go light. When it starts to go light, that's when you know it's ready to start adding your milk. Okay, so while we're cooking this, we need just to make sure that it's on a high heat. It's the only time we're going to use the high heat for this. And as you can see there, it's starting to go lighter already. So once your base is made, you're going to turn that down to a low heat whilst we add the milk. Because what we don't want is the milk to burn onto the bottom of the pan. So we're going to add a small amount in, and then mix that in. And what will happen is, and this is how you're going to stop sauce going lumpy. You see the steam coming off there, it's cooking in, and we're just going to mix this in. Any more than that, you're going to start to get lumps. We'll take it off the heat. We don't want it to cook so much like that. We're going to add more heat to this later. Actually, we're going to turn that right down at the moment because the pan's going to get too hot. And as you can see, got a nice consistency in there with that. So now it's time to add another small amount. And we're just going to continue to do this until we get a liquid. So as you can see, we've added about 1/3 of the milk there, and we've still got a paste. And this is how slowly you're mixing it in. This is how you're going to avoid lumps but end up with a really creamy cheese sauce. Okay, so when we've got to that kind of consistency, it's now safe, and you'll see no lumps whatsoever in that sauce. It's nice and creamy. Just put the rest of your milk in and mix that in. This now will only take a few seconds. And we've kept this on the heat, but the important thing is to not let there be too much heat in it. And if you have had a little bit too much heat and it's gotten a bit thicker than you hope, you can always add a little bit more milk in at this point. Okay, so we're at the consistency that we want it to be at. And at this point, whatever sauce you're making, you can add the final ingredients. For this one, we're making cheddar cheese sauce. It's cheddar cheese all the way. We're not going to put it in one go. What we're going to do is put a good amount in. Not quite half in there. Turn your heat up about 2/3 of the way, and we're just going to let that stir it, continually stirring it so we don't get the lumps, don't get to burn to the bottom or anything like that. And keep stirring that until it melts away. When we've done that, we know we're going to add more in because this is going to be a really cheesy sauce. You can taste it, how you like it, that's perfect. Crack on. If not, add some more cheese. Okay, so we've added the cheese in, and what you're left with now is, you see some lumps of cheese in there. That's fine with this one because it's going to go in the oven and be baked, and that's going to disappear. It don't have to be perfectly, but what you've not got is any actual flour lumps or anything where it's burnt to the surface of the pan. So that comes off the heat now, and we're going to add that in later. So we'll just pop this over here. And what you don't want to do is add any more heat to the bottom of the pan accidentally, because you'll burn it. You'll end up with burnt lumps of cheese in the bottom. As you can see, that's how much we've used. We've got a little bit left over. That's going to go on top of the dish at the end, just to finish it off with those in the oven. So, I'm going to pop the pasta water on and get that up to a nice rapid boil. So we'll just leave that there for a few minutes. Obviously, you can have this going whilst you're making your cheese sauce. Just keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't boil over. But that cheese sauce is fine now. It can even go cold. You can even make the cheese sauce earlier in the day, put it in the fridge, make it the day before, whichever, when you've got some time. Cheese sauce, about 10 minutes. So that's the hardest, most complicated and lengthy part of the dish, apart from waiting for it to come out the oven when we've laid it over, which I'll show you once we've got the pasta ready. But as you can see, we've got a really good boil going on the pasta there, so it's going to go straight in now. So 250 grams of pasta, so 3 to 4 people. And how much you like pasta? We love it in this house, and the 3 of us tonight. As always, everything we cook is not for show, it's for what we're going to be actually eating after tonight, for just joining us. Hopefully you like it. This pasta takes 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. It is going in the oven, so you could do it slightly less. But 4 to 5 minutes from when the boil comes back on. So you don't want to start counting it straight away, you want to make sure it's properly done. So you're going to count 5 minutes from this point. And then just after that, really simple, we're just going to chuck it all together, put it in the oven, sit and wait. So your pasta's been in there 4.5, 5 minutes. As you can see, that's beautifully cooked. We're just going to take it off the heat. Everything is now going to go straight into an oven-proof casserole dish. Don't want too much water in it, so flat spoon will drain that off. This should. And I won't worry too much about how you put it in, or whether it's all the pasta and then we're not layering it like that. It's not a lasagna. It's all going to get mixed around so everything can get combined anyway. So got a good amount of pasta in there, and no ceremony on this. Everything's going in. You got sweet corn. You've got your tuna. Spread that around a little bit. Don't worry, you're going to mix it all in anyway. Make sure you wash your hands thoroughly before making food. And pop those tomatoes in there. Literally no set way of doing this. And then spinach in. Baby leaf straight in there like that, I think. And then give your cheese sauce a quick mix. And that's just going to get poured over the top of it. Make your life easy, just spread around as much as you can when you're popping it in there. Slick on the spatula is great, but it gets all of it out. You can left in the dish. At the moment it's all sitting on top, which is not what we want, so we mix it around. That's some cheese sauce. Spinach back in there, and all we're going to do is give that a good fold in, like you're making a cake batter. Just nice and gently. And you can probably take a bit more spinach in this, so we'll put some more in. Oh yeah, for sure. Get some more spinach in there. Good stuff. About half a bag of spinach going in there. As you cook with spinach, you know. It does tend to disappear, but doing it this way, putting it in at this point, what it will do is, or what it won't do, shall I say, is disappear. It'll actually get a little bit of crispness on it. It'll be, you get to taste it more, and it's keep its consistency a little bit better. And not being overly, you know, it's delicate with it. But as you can see, you've got a bit of everything mixed in there, and I'm just going to do the final touches. So as you can see, all really well mixed in now. Just take a bit of time to make sure everything's fully covered. You've got cheese sauce, everything as much as you can. And the final bit's dead easy. Your remaining cheese, you don't want loads of it on there. You just want to get some nice brown edges on the top. I'm going to pop that in there. See, just a scattering of cheese. And then the final bit is got some sea salted crisps, hand cooked these ones, it doesn't really matter, and all we're going to do is chuck these on top. This is going to add a nice crunch to the top of your pasta bake. And then this, this is your almost finished pasta bake. The thing with timing is you're not baking, so it's down to what we put in, how much of everything we put in. That's going to go in the oven, like I say, from 180 for about 20 minutes. It's going to come out absolutely delicious and ready to serve. This is just coming straight out of the oven, and this is what we're looking for. Your pasta, some of your pasta will crisp up a bit, but what you've got is this absolutely delicious pasta bake, which we're now going to dish up for the family. Enjoy your dinner.